What's going on, my motorized bike riding brethren? Hope everybody's doing good out there. So for those of you who might not be familiar with me, I've been into the motorized bikes for about 4 or 5 years now. I built my first one. That quickly turned into a very expensive hobby or obsession, depending on which way you want to look at that. If you guys ever, any of you watching this, ever frequent the Facebook groups, you may recognize this group, Mother's Best Motorized Bikes. It's a bike group that I help build with a good dude, Scott Hebert, from up in Canada. And it's grown a lot over this past year. This is, a great group of guys in here. If any of you are ever looking for advice or you have any questions about parts you want to buy or parts that you don't know what you need, these Facebook groups, Mother's Best Motorized Bikes and RDM 66/80cc Motorized Bikes. It's a group run by another really good guy that's pushed our hobby forward by leaps and bounds, Ryan Dara, and a couple other really good people, but that's his channel, his page essentially. And that group, if you're looking for crazy, top-of-the-line, custom-built bikes and engines, this is the page you want to check out. Trust me, you'll find some really, really cool shit on there. Same with Ethan Smolik. He's another guy, Smolik Performance. Check their website out. I highly recommend it. These are the guys that brought the Minarelli hybrids to the masses. So, for the new builders, right? Let's talk just today. Now, I'm going to do a whole video series on this, right? So, I want your feedback. I'm always here to answer questions for you guys. I love helping people out with this stuff. That's why we started the group Mother's Best. So, we're just going to talk about looking at engines and engine kits for people that are brand new builders to the hobby. Further on down the line, we'll get into the real fancy and expensive custom engine builds and who the good builders are, who you should steer clear of. Of course, we'll cover the bikes themselves, what frames are good, what you should upgrade first when you get the bikes. But for now, we're gonna get over the one big major hurdle for everybody that's new or, thinking about getting into this hobby, and that is picking up an engine kit, right? Let's check out, I'll show you guys all the, the usual scumbag suspects here, and we'll talk about each one, what's good, what's not. So we'll start on Amazon, right? Yeah, that's the first place everybody goes to look for just about everything these days. There's all kinds of kits. You'll see stuff like this Anbull. I don't know about those engines. That's another one of those funky name brands. This guy here, the CUTech, the PK80 CUTechs, these are actually pretty darn good. And I'll show you this kit here. You get the full kit CUTech engine. You get your throttle, grips, clutch lever, all your mounting accessories and hardware, chain tensioners, sprocket mounts, chains. Comes with good hardware, the Allen head hardware. If you're when you're looking into buying a motor kit, always check the hardware. If you see Phillips or flathead hardware on it anywhere, move on down the line. You don't want it. That hardware strips out and breaks so easy. You want Allen heads. And it comes with the cheap little speedometer and a gas tank, sprocket, exhaust. It comes with everything you need to turn a regular bike, any bike, that'll fit this motor in the frame. You're good to go. There you go. You got yourself a motorized bike. And for $150, it's a pretty good price. I mean, let's just get this out of the way off the bat, right? These bikes, right? I mean, look at this, guys. It's $150, right? And you get an engine, a gas tank, all the trimmings to put it on the bike and make it run short of the gasoline and oil. For $150, this is not a dirt bike, guys. This is not a motorcycle. This is not a dirt bike. It's not even a moped. It's a motorized bicycle. These things require, especially these cheap stock kits, the tolerances and the quality control on these things is, it's basically non-existent. So, yeah, they require a lot of maintenance, a lot of patience. This isn't something that you just jump into and it works. You need to do a little bit of research. Don't be afraid to ask questions and stuff, but things are going to break. not a matter of if, it's only when. How far down the road are you going to get before something breaks? So, of course, you have all these off-brand kits on here, and you could get just engine-only kits, too. Things like this, the YD100, right? This is the newer style engines that they're putting out. The stock engines are a 47mm bore. That's the size of the piston and the cylinder bore. They have anywhere from a 38 to a 40mm stroke, putting you anywhere from about 66 to about 69 cc's, whereas these guys now have a big bore 50mm piston in them and a 40mm stroke. Then that puts you right around 78 point something, 79 cc's. I don't have the displacement calculator up in front of me, but that's roughly the numbers. The only problem with these kits, I see a lot of people bragging them up, saying that they're the best thing ever, they love them. All the more experienced builders that I've talked to that have been on actual fast bikes said that they would most likely just go for a stock 47mm kit anyway. Because one of the biggest drawbacks to these things is it's a one-piece jug. So anything funny's going on, you can't pop the head off and check your piston or see what the bore is looking like. You have to take your intake or at least the carb off. You have to undo your exhaust, undo the 4 acorn nuts up top, pop the cylinder off, hopefully not tearing your base gasket in the process. And that's just to be able to look inside, where with any other one, you could just pop your head off and look in there. And another big drawback there is you obviously can't put an aftermarket head on it. And that's one thing that I recommend for everybody. The stock heads are so bad. They're awful. The combustion chamber and the squish band are not even sized for the piston. So they're not good. I always recommend everybody get a nice, decent CNC head. You know, the CDH ones and everything, they're all better than the stock head. And you can get them for about $50, $60. So that's the usual, most of what you're going to see on Amazon. Then, now these are the sites that are going to pop up. Whenever you type in motorized bicycle in your search bar there, you are going to get gasbike.net and Bikeberry. All of these companies, bicycleengines.com, Bikeberry, Gas Bike, King's Motorbikes, they're all the same company. They just have different web pages, different storefronts. They sell these bikes, these Fat Motos. This is 4-stroke. I'm covering more so just the 2-stroke in this video. I will, if you want to see a video about the 4-stroke stuff, I also know a lot about them. So, you know, let me know. I'll make a video on that too. But these Fat Moto bikes, I made a couple of videos riding the one that I built for my neighbor. I'll put a card, you know, up in one of the corners for you guys to check it out, see what they're capable of. I did a little off-road trail riding with it and stuff. It's a cool little bike. I wish the price was kind of just a little bit lower because the motor's pretty underwhelming. But, you know, you pay $1,000, you're getting a pretty good bike there. It's got solid rims. They got good 12-gauge spokes. Excellent frame. The frames are already good to begin with. And then these guys take them and they weld gussets at all the stress points to shore it up even more. And of course, they got the fat tire version of that. And that's got nice utility cargo racks on it and everything. So I'll give them that. That's one thing I would say that Gas Bike has good. As far as the, you know, their motor kits and everything, guys, I'm going to say this right now. I'm sure this is going to, you know, people are going to argue this, that I'm wrong, but I've tried more than enough engines to say this with some confidence. These kits on these websites, Gas Bike, the BBR Stage 4 and 6 and 92 1/4 engine kits, they're all a waste, guys. You're still getting a stock cylinder. Even the ones that are ported, quote unquote, they're not any better than what you would get in the $150 kit. It's just got BBR stickers on it, and you get their fancy looking CDI and, you know, maybe like a billet head or something. But it's not worth paying double for it, I promise you that. So we come over here to Bikeberry, and we'll look at their motor kits too, because this seems to be the website that everybody ends up on for, first timers especially. If you are going to buy a BBR engine kit, if you're gonna buy any of them, avoid anything with these little tiny pancake flat cylinder heads on them. Do not buy them. If you're gonna buy one of these, go for this one, the BBR Tuning Anglefire Bicycle Engine Kit. It's got one of the better injection molded cylinders on it instead of just the regular poured cast metal. Comes with the regular NT carb. It's got the wider front mount, good Allen key hardware, and everything you need to install it. Plus, they're one of their upgraded CDIs. They don't make any better power. They're not going to increase your performance. Anybody that tells you that is full of shit. They don't do that. That's not the point. All their upgraded stuff is it's just more durable. It's built a little better. It can handle being in the rain and stuff like that without burning right out. There's other sites. There's places like California Motorbikes, Bicycle Motor Works, also a really good site. Matt that runs that is a good dude. He's, a legit businessman, and he covers electric bikes. He builds batteries. He does all that kinds of stuff too. These engines, though, right here, the Wildcats, they're probably I'd say they're the first or the second best stock engine kits. And California Motorbikes has always had, good service, good quality. But I would say number one kits to buy are the Groobies. This guy, Don Grooby, he was actually just trapped over in China for quite some time, given the events that we will not speak of, as our video will be blacklisted and all that good stuff. But he was stuck over in China because he actually takes the time to go over there. He goes overseas and he oversees the whole production and QC of all of his engine kits. So when you're buying this, that you are getting the absolute best quality that you will for your money. Now, granted, there's usually a little bit of a premium tied onto that, but that's also because the Grooby Skyhawks and the Starfire Super Rat, they come with little goodies that everything else doesn't, right? Like their pedal and electric start. It's got this little clutch type system that they put on the other side of the clutch housing. And you can start it with a drill, or you could pedal start it. But it's just, cool things that they have that nobody else does. And if you live in Canada, well, there you go. You're supporting a Canadian. Don Grooby is based up in Canada. So, for the new guys, what motor would I buy today? I'd buy the Skyhawk, the GT5A. But that's $179 for just the engine. If you want the full kit, you're looking at $260. If that is not what you want to spend, I would move down to the next best option, the Wildcat from California Motorbikes. Great quality. You get the full kit, everything you need to get your bike up and running, short of the gas and two-stroke mix. That's another thing. Always buy the best two-stroke oil that you can afford within reason, right? Opti2, the Lucas Semi-Synthetic, Amsoil Dominator, the Motul 800, Yamaloop. There's so many good options out there. Anything other than dollar store oil, basically, modern two-stroke oil is all pretty darn good. So, if you guys enjoyed this and found it somewhat informative, I'm sure there's tons of stuff that I'm leaving out here, guys. There is so much to cover here that without you guys giving me direct questions to answer for you, it's kind of hard for me to make a video that's going to be interesting and not drawn out 3 hours long of me just rambling on about every last little detail of building one of these bikes. So, like I said, in my personal opinion, avoid one-piece cylinders at all costs. They limit you completely. And of course, there's engines like this one. Here, let me find this one for you. And this is kind of a cool engine. It's got an electric start and all that, but they have a one-off unique intake pattern and layout and a totally different exhaust port or flange that's angled different, and it's designed completely different from all the other engines. So anything that you have, if you've gotten custom pipes or custom intakes for your other bikes, none of it will work with this one. And it's a pretty beefy, hefty engine. You have to add batteries and stuff to the bike. It's not nearly as clean, and it performs worse. So it's adding that electric start's not worth it if you ask me. Now, Bicycle Engines here also has the new BT80 Super Sport, which is the BT80, but with the stock bottom end. It's the BT80 just without the electric start and the centrifugal clutch. So if I were you, I would completely avoid these engines. Outright, just don't even bother with them. They don't perform well, and your options are severely, severely limited. Also, the cooling fins on the top of the head go sideways. So instead of the wind cutting through the fins, it hits them like a wall. So that's not going to cool very well either. All right, guys, that about wraps this one up. This is just a quick, short little video. Like I said, I'm going to turn this into a whole series. We're going to go down the entire line. Let me hear from you guys, right? I want to know what kind of questions you want answered, because I've been running the bike groups and stuff for a couple of years now, and I answer so many questions every day for so many people that I could just sit here and rattle crap off for hours. So ask me your specific questions, what you want to see, what you need to know, and I will gladly help you guys. I've been there, I've done that, I've built many of these bikes, wasted a lot of money and a lot of time trying to figure things out. And yeah, if I could help any of you guys out, help you get your build up and running quicker, save you some money, save you some headaches, hell yeah, I'm happy to do it. So yeah, hope you found this a little useful, and I will catch you guys next time. Stay safe out there, ride safe, guys, enjoy the beautiful weather, enjoy your freedom. I'll catch you next time. Peace.